Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Swing and a miss! A no-hitter in the WPIAL championship game.
The Mohawk Warriors have knocked off the four-time defending champion and are champions again.
The Shenango Wildcats are the WPIAL champions.
Elwood City, WPIAL champions for the first time in school history.
Cox with it. Cox all the way in the jam again. The Red Hurricanes storming their way to another title. Swing and a miss. A one-hit masterpiece.
Turn. Fake it to Maples, keeping himself, coming near side. Can they hit him? No! I think he got in! He's down! Will he get it? Lawrence State Championship!
Strike three called. Put another notch in the belt for Laurel Spartans three-peat.
And the Shannon is the 2021 2A Girls Champion.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet. Coming to you live from Warrior Stadium in beautiful Bessemer, Pennsylvania. WPIAL football. Here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Tonight, a battle for first place in the Midwestern Athletic Conference as the Mohawk Warriors host the Laurel Spartans. Tonight's broadcast of high school football on the Lawrence County SportsNet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network is brought to you by Maley Chiropractic. You deserve to feel good. By Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. By the Red Zone, score big at the Red Zone. By Joseph's Marketplace, family-owned and operated since 1915. By Pontius Insurance, love the life you live, worry-free. By Michael Realty, people you know, people you trust. By the Crane Room Grill. By the Tri-County Principals Association. By the Mohawk Education Association. And by Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. I'm James Dotson, Lee Moen alongside with a cast of thousands here on the Lawrence County SportsNet. Got the full crew out for tonight's contest.
Yeah,
and so,
Paige out of Tribs.
yeah. Had to fly right in with that one.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's a interesting night so far. Very windy night here in Bessemer, PA. Right now, the weather's calling to hold off till about 11 o'clock, and we are hoping for at least 10:30. So we could be getting our cars packed and ready to roll, then it can do whatever it wants. But been a nice, good weather so far, and looking for a good game tonight.
Yeah, the weather has pushed itself back, thank goodness. Again, like Lee said, till about 10 or 11 o'clock, hopefully, is the scenario. And the scenario right now, as the stretch run begins in this Midwestern Athletic Conference, Laurel alone at the top, undefeated at 7-0. Last time they were 7-0 was, well, back in the 70s, Lee.
That's a long time, 1977. I was in, let's see, ninth grade. That's a long time. That's 44 years, or 34 years. No, 44.
Yeah.
44 years. Wow. That is a long time, but that's the last defeated season they had, and looking at, they got a good chance of it this year.
Mathematically speaking, not official, but it is official. Laurel will be in the postseason for sure. Mohawk, Beaver Falls, and Neshannock all a game behind at 3-1 in conference play. Any of those three that win tonight will clinch a playoff bid. Freedom right now at 2-2 in fifth place. They would get the fifth and final spot in the Midwestern Athletic Conference. We'll talk more about the full playoff picture of all the conferences, but in the MAC, top five is important. So Freedom at 2-2, New Brighton 1-3, Elwood City and Riverside playing tonight in the Rival Cup, looking for their first victory of the year, both of those schools. But looking at this one tonight, Lee, Laurel coming in again at 7-0, and they have just been in full control on the offensive side of the football. 21 points scored in their win against Shenango back in week 1. They called off the Dogs a little bit, brought a lot of younger players in it after halftime in that game against Shenango. You take away that game, the lowest point total that they've had was a 35-6 victory over 3A Ambridge. They are putting points on the board at a huge rate this year, and it's mainly in the running game, but when they have to throw it too, they've done a pretty good job there as well.
Yeah, Kobe DeRosa, I mean, he's hitting, 74% of his passes, 28 39, 5 TDs, 474 yards. But another impressive thing about he's run for 540, so he's almost like that 50-50 split, which is so dynamic, But then when you have the third leading rusher behind you in the WPIL and Luke McCoy, we'll get into him a little bit more tonight also. He's not going to flash you with speed. He's not going to flash you with power. He just flashes you just doing the right things all the time. The north-south runner, he's going to find that he's going to get those 3-4 yards. Every once in a while, he's going to break one. Doesn't have the breakaway speed, but he has deceiving speed, to say the least.
This is our Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George pregame show. Your insurance company is not always on your side, but the law offices of Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George certainly are. Visit them online at lgkg.com for your free consultation. Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. School records at Laurel haven't been 80 years old, but about a decade long for the leading rusher, both in single season and all time for the Laurel Spartans. And those numbers big time in jeopardy here with Luke McCoy in the backfield, really attacking those. He just needs 262 yards to break the all-time leading rushing numbers here at Laurel, and needs just under 400 yards to break the single season mark. With 3 games to go and averaging about 160 per game, those numbers sound very likely like they will be hit at some point.
Yeah, if they would have kept him in last week, he might have had it, you know. So he had 100 yards rushing in the first half, but he's the real deal, the real McCoy, if he like to say that. But he's been very special, and he's got a good chance.
With 19 rushing touchdowns on the year, plus another one in the return game and another one receiving. Does a little bit of everything as well. But you look at those two, Michael Pasquarello, kind of the one who flies under the radar. But
yes,
3 touchdowns in the air, 2 on the ground, and just a flashy playmaker. When he gets the ball, he has a chance to score no matter where it is on the field.
Yeah, he's averaging 18 yards a catch, too. That shows you. He's the deep threat. When they look to go deep, they're going to look for Mike.
Looking at the other side of the football now, even before we do that, the Laurel defense, I've got to mention them real quickly.
Please.
Because, the offense deserves all that pomp and circumstance, but how about a shout-out to the defense? They've only allowed 1 touchdown in the last 14 quarters of play in conference play. 7.5 points per game they've allowed on average. And, again, it's McCoy who starts it, but this is just a stout 11-man deep defense that is playing fantastic football.
Yeah, 53 points all year long. The thing is they're not letting a lot of running yards, and that forces back. If you can't establish the run, that forces the teams to pass, and then they have the back of the defense playing very, very well. So, but it all starts up front, and the big hogs up front, if you want to say that, they're getting the job done right now.
Now let's switch it over to that Mohawk side, who will be facing that stout Laurel defense. Their first conference loss of the year last week, 41-7, the defeat to Beaver Falls a week ago. Obviously was not helped by the fact that players were missing, especially the quarterback, J.C. Voss, out due to COVID contact tracing. The bad news is, though, the Warriors will be again without the services of the number 5 passer in Class 2A. Voss out, Conti at the quarterback spot again.
Yeah, that really hurts. Voss had 900 yards passing before last week, and it is a big loss. Mark Conti, China gets the feet. He was quarterback a couple years ago, was able to quarterback a little bit last week, but I think we're going to pause now for our national anthem.
your national anthem here, courtesy of the Mohawk Warrior Band under the direction of Mr. Jason Zay.
I didn't get to hear the announcement, but I see the younger kids. I see 3 people playing drums out there. Is that the junior high band being played there also?
Yeah, junior high or maybe elementary, 5th, 6th grade. I couldn't quite tell either, Lee. But this is
like that.
A nice, fun tradition to see the schools when they do this, bringing up the young band members, give them a little early taste of what it's like to be out there on the field on a Friday evening for some marching band experience. Gotta love that.
Yeah, definitely big. I've never seen 3 people play a drum before, but they're doing quite well. So, congratulations to them.
Let's continue to talk a little bit more about tonight's matchup here between the Warriors and the Spartans. Lee, for Mohawk, mentioned again, J.C. Voss out tonight, the starting quarterback. Just shy of 900 yards passing on the year. I mean, obviously a big hurt when you're losing a guy who was responsible for 10 of your team's touchdowns. But, Mark Conti, he stepped in last week. Definitely not the passer that Voss is. Everybody knows it. Laurel's going to game plan against that now at this point. But Conti, I mean, not that Voss couldn't run because he has 3 rushing touchdowns on the year as well. But Conti definitely a little bit more elusive and has a bigger burst of speed, something that, again, Laurel's going to have to make that adjustment.
But can Mohawk open up the holes against this Laurel defense is going to be the story early on to see if they can do that. We know Conti has that breakaway speed, but he's going to need the hole to be able to get through. It's nice to put the ball into his hands. I mean, you'd rather have JC back here. But unfortunately, like Coach Cooper said, injuries and everything are part of the game, and you have to adjust. And as Coach Tomlin always says, next man up. And that's what you got to do here in this situation here tonight.
Another shout out to the Mohawk Warrior marching band out there on the field tonight, and glad to see them on the field. Sadly, they had to miss the Lawrence County Band Festival here this past year, or this current year, I should say. Jason Zay, the director, drum majors Griffin Demetrius and Hayden Tucker. Good to see them back out there as they're going to get into the tunnel, ready to welcome their team out onto the field. Lee, when you're playing without your quarterback, without your backup quarterback, Jay Rona's out for the year, your third string guy, but at least he has experience in the fact that he started basically his entire sophomore year, did Mark Conti. Obviously, it's tough losing your leading receiver in that regard because he moves from receiver to quarterback. But, what is it that you're saying in the locker room as you're preparing during the course of the week to get your team up and ready for this game, even though you're missing your quarterback, your leader, your captain?
First of all, it's Laurel.
Yes.
Enough said right there. It's Laurel, so you got the local community rival right there. Second of all the pressure's on Laurel. Mohawk has nothing to lose right now. Third of all, it's on your home turf. You got the fans behind you, so you just got to take care of the ball and play play simple football. Just take care of the ball and let the chips fall where they may. But I think they got a good shot here tonight. You got a nice home crowd, and you can see the traffic still pulling in to Mohawk Stadium. As we should have a nice crowd on hand here tonight. But for Mohawk, I said it'll be easy for him to get up. I mean, they got Mark Conti's good senior leadership, and he'll make sure this team's ready to go. Kickoff
coming just about 12 minutes time at the top of the hour. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back, take a little more look more at this game and the rest of the games across Lawrence County here this evening when we continue on the LGKG pregame show. Laurel and Mohawk coming up shortly on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity, it's really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannon for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Did you know that 300,000 people in southwestern Pennsylvania are food insecure, including nearly 80,000 children? Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is here to meet this need. Through school breakfast and lunch, backpack, and summer food programs, the food bank's mission is to end hunger in our region. To learn more information, get help, or donate, call 412-460-FOOD or visit pittsburghfoodbank.org. Let's come together to make sure no child goes to bed hungry.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kirkwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kirkwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kirkwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
The Mohawk Education Association is proud to support Warrior Athletics on the Lawrence County SportsNet and wish good luck to all Mohawk students participating in extracurricular activities this season. Go Warriors! Back to the Luxembourg Garbutt Kelly and George pregame show, a law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. LGKG, they've been keeping promises for over 80 years. Give them a call at 724-201-1576 and let their team of attorneys guide you through the legal process, or you can always visit them online at lgkg.com. At Luxembourg Garbutt Kelly and George, they try cases and insurance companies know it. Laurel and Mohawk on tap. About 8 minutes away from kickoff as you see the Spartans making their way out onto the field. Let's take a look at the other games going on across Lawrence County tonight. Mentioned the Rival Cup down there at Elwood City. Riverside actually hosting. Those schools just 3 miles apart. Riverside hosting Elwood City, both looking for their first conference victory and first overall victory on the season. Also here in 2A, Neshannock traveling to New Brighton, and in MAC action as well, Beaver Falls traveling to Freedom. The other games across Lawrence County in 2A up in District 10, Wilmington hosting Kennedy Catholic. In class, talk about polar opposites, Lee, from last week.
Give credit to Kennedy Catholic. I mean, they had, 13 players last year?
They had 12 when they won a game a couple weeks ago against Lakeview.
This year, okay. So, I mean, give them credit. They're still got there trying, so.
In Class 1A, a couple of big games for Shenango and Union as they try to make their way into the playoff hunt. Shenango.
What a big game that is.
Oh, at Olsh, if they could pull that one off, man, that would be 3 in a row, and it wouldn't officially put Shenango in, but that would give them a great chance of making the postseason. Union in a basically must-win scenario here the rest of the way at Fort Cherry tonight. And let's talk about the Scotties real quickly. A team that has led in every single game this season. Their record, though, not exactly showing it. 3-4 in overall and 1-3 in conference play, but an overtime loss to Olsh a week ago, leading in the second half against both Cornell and Northgate in games that they ended up losing after they beat the number 1 team in the classification in Rochester. This is a team that I don't think anybody would want to be facing in the playoffs. Everybody's right now probably rooting against the Scotties in 1A because they don't want to see them out there in the field.
Yeah, the Northgate game was the shocker right there. Of course, they were missing quite a few ball players, and unfortunately, that's part of the game. You know, they hopefully the injuries are back, are done, and they're hopefully back to full strength here tonight, because with the full strength. They talked to Coach Cooper. He said this Union could be 6-1. I mean, they could be a very, very definitely a playoff team and in first place, but unfortunately not.
And the final game tonight, Newcastle at Blackhawk for the final game on the slate in Lawrence County. That's a big game in Class 4A. Newcastle a stunning loss on Friday/Saturday against Beaver last week. And we're hoping that we're going to avoid all of that for next week. As you take a look at the packed house making their way in, saw that nice backup.
Yeah, how about the traffic jam coming in? I love it. Don't know where they're going to put them.
Well, they're working towards the baseball stadium now and working their way out towards the field of play are the Mohawk Warriors. Huddling up, ready to come out onto the field. Lee, as the Warriors make their way out onto the field, what's some keys for tonight's game, especially for the Mohawk Warriors? Definitely the underdogs without their starting quarterback tonight.
Well, we talked in the pregame with Don Rebel. Do not fall behind. You cannot fall behind. You know, take care of the ball, and then hopefully be able to come up with a key turnover that, you know, win the turnover battle. You get to play perfect football here tonight. For Laurel, just do what you've been doing. I mean, McCoy and DeRosa have been just fantastic. You know, continue to run the ball, to establish that line of scrimmage, and hopefully get out there early. And like Coach Cooper said, come out of this game healthy.
Well, that's, I think, the key for any team at this point in the season. As the captains are making their way out towards midfield, Kobe DeRosa, Luke McCoy, Mike Pasquarello, and Cam Calderero for the Spartans. AJ Carnucci, Joe Reed, Mark Conti, and Charlie Schillenberg for the Mohawk Warriors. And the ceremonial coin toss, as it's already been determined, Laurel will win the toss, and they elect to receive. And with that, let's take a look at our Michael Kirkwood Jr. starting lineups. Let's look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty. Check out his current listing at castle-realty.com. For the Laurel offense, Ryan DiMuccio and Cam Calderero are the guards. Tackles Aiden Collins and Colton Hill. Sam Arblaster is the center. The wide receivers Lucas Davis and Carter Haney. The wingbacks Michael Pasquarello and Logan Ayers. Luke McCoy, the record-setting tailback, and fellow senior Kobe DeRosa at the quarterback spot. For Mohawk defensively, in the secondary, Carter Fritzley, Dante Retort, AJ Carnucci, and Mark Conti. The linebackers, Junior Micko along with JC Voss and Luke Kuhn. And along the defensive line, Vinny Perry, Charlie Schillenberg, Stuart Ruby, and Colton Root for the Warriors. Let's take a look at the Mohawk starting offense. Your starting lineups brought to you by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty, catering to buyers, sellers, and renters in Lawrence County and surrounding areas. On the offensive line, the guards Charlie Schillenberg and Alex Chapman. The tackles are Colton Root and Michael Dominic. The center is Vinny Perry. The senior AJ Carnucci and the junior Micko will split time in the backfield. Jimmy Guerreri is the tight end, Bowden Leslie and Joe Reed the wide receivers, and Mark Conti behind center here tonight for the Warriors. Defensively for Laurel, it's Michael Pasquarello, Colin Bartley, and Landon Smith in the secondary. Logan Ayers and Josh Gibson are the outside backers. Brady Cooper and Luke McCoy, the inside linebackers. The defensive ends, Ryan DiMuccio and Cam Calderero. Kirsten Albert and Colton Hill, the defensive tackles for the Spartans. There are your starting lineups. Thanks again to Michael Kirkwood Jr. for our starting lineup show, and thank you to the Law Office of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George for our pregame show. Again, visit them online at lgkg.com for your free consultation. Ball is teed up, going left to right in their home blacks are the Warriors. Laurel in the road whites will be receiving the opening kickoff.
McCoy, Pasquarello, and DeRosa. What a surprise.
Nice kick taken at the 9-yard line by DeRosa. He's going to go near side the far, big hole up the middle, gets a block from McCoy and gets out to about the 34, 33-yard line. That's where Spartans will start 1st and 10.
Boy, I thought you could see the huge hole from up here. I thought it was going to be gone, but good job by Boston to bring him down and stop that. So, Laurel, great, good field position here.
Starting at the 33-yard line. Again, the Laurel starting offense. Used to see a lot more of the wing T style, a little bit more spread look this year, though they do some wing tee elements out of it with Coach Cooper now in his 8th year.
They do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm not a big wing tee fan, but it's efficient.
Lee Moan just has been fired from the Lawrence County SportsNet for that comment. Man in motion was Pasquarello. Fake to him, handoff up the middle, McCoy, and just like that, out to the 38-yard line for a 5-yard pickup.
You're a fan of the wing tee?
Oh, I love any sort of option offense like that. Gives you so many different looks at every time you get the football.
I'll give you that. I'm just not a big fan of it, that's all.
If you get a good McKeesport-style offense, Lee,
Oh, jeez.
that's tough to beat.
So you're going back to the old Oklahoma Sooner day, the wishbone, huh?
Oh, wishbone, flexbone, triple option.
Whatever.
I'll tell you what, my favorite has been the pistol that you saw from, like, Nevada. Here on the jet sweep is number 4. That's Logan Ayers on that jet sweep. Only his 4th carry of the year, but efficient as it gets out to midfield. First down, Spartans.
Yeah, big 11-yard run. Like you said, just a simple jet sweep. Laurel getting it done. This quick offense up to the line already.
Now they get up to the line in a hurry, but then they take their time. A little check with me.
It's a hurry up, but it's not a hurry up.
More of a single wing look here with DeRosa, the only man in the backfield. 2 wing back / tight end set up right now is McCoy on the right, Ayers on the left. Bobbled snap, DeRosa able to avoid a man in the backfield, runs forward with a burst of speed, makes a man miss across the 40, first down and more. Coming back near side at the 35, trying to get some blockers in front. Inside the 20, makes another man miss. To the 10, lowers his shoulder and inside the 5. From trouble to a 47-yard gain. First and goal, Spartans.
How about that? A bad snap. DeRosa one hand, pick it up. Thought he was just going to go down, but he said, no way. I'm going to go to my right, find a couple blocks, go left, come about the 40-yard line, juke a couple people, then put the shoulder down. First and goal, and we're inside the red zone, redzone.com. Check out all your county apparel needs. Check them out.
On Facebook as well, the redzonesports.com. Score big at the red zone. Laurel trying to score big early, less than 2 minutes now into the contest.
Yeah, Wilmington Road. I'll be there probably in a couple weeks to order a couple shirts.
Man in motion across the formation. Handoff, McCoy at the middle looking for his 20th touchdown of the year, and he just doesn't want to go down. Spins out of a couple of tacklers. Gets a 1-yard gain. Second down and goal coming from the 2.
Yeah, looked like he was going to get in, but good job there. Trying to find my roster here. Vinny Perry bringing him down.
So more
amongst others.
More of a power set with Brady Cooper in as a tight end. He lines up on the left side of the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Ayers on the right. Pistol set here on second and goal.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be touchdown 22.
Pitch to the left, trying to get to the corner. There it is. 20th on the ground, 22nd total on the year. McCoy puts it into the end zone for the first time tonight. Laurel 6-0, point after, still pending.
And that's what you didn't want for if you're Mohawk, for to get a good kickoff return and then just drive it right down the field, 4-5 plays. And just like that, 7-0.
6-0 until the kicker, Zane Buchter, on to attempt the point after. Pasquarello to hold. Snap is back. Kick is up, and it's off the upright, and Lee Moan jinxes it. It is.
Now I'm officially fired.
We're going to take a break so we can find a new color commentator, but at this moment, Laurel 6, Mohawk 0 on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kirkwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kirkwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kirkwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
Yeah, he's down there. Give me in 2 weeks.
Quick scoring drive there, Lee. A 5-play, 67-yard drive under 3 minutes off the clock. Luke McCoy from 2 yards out. Yeah, we will keep Limon, though Ron Paniwaz is right beneath us in the box. We might have to break him into the Lawrence County SportsNet here.
Yeah, we can bring him up. He can do stats and talk a lot, which he does. Has his own podcast with Coach Kelly. I want to say Coach Kelly because he does coach baseball. The field goes in the kick goes into the end zone.
Yep, touchback on the kickoff. So Buchter maybe a little bit making up for the errant extra point. Mohawk will start 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And like you said, they'll be without the services of J.C. Voss, and not what you want to be doing is playing from behind.
Nah. So now you just want a good, solid drive right now. Even if you don't score, at least get some confidence. And keep this Laurel offense off the field.
Yeah, shorten the game as much as you can, I think is probably a good call. Conti, 4 of 14 throwing on the year. He's in the gun, 3 receiver set. Carnucci to his left. Carnucci will get the handoff. It's Micko, and he's got a big hole up the middle past the 30 for a first down.
That's where you want to start right there.
Mohawk has had some success, as we mentioned in the pregame show, Lee, stopping the run. The rushing numbers don't look huge.
No.
But at the same time, they have the line that can compete and wear down most defenses. Laurel, obviously, their line, these are the 2 biggest lines in Lawrence County. You know that they're going to be going at it all night long. 2 receivers to the left, double tight set. Bowden Leslie, the tight end on the left side. He'll be a lead blocker. Up the middle again is Micko. Lowers his shoulder, runs into a swarm of Spartans. Give him a gain of 2.
Yeah, you'll be hearing Micko a lot. You'll be hearing Carnucci a lot. Those be your 2 main runners here tonight.
And we'll see what they choose to do because, yeah, Conti, again, hasn't thrown it much in his career. Started as a sophomore. Started last week, and this is also what you don't want to see. Number 80, Bowden Leslie, coming off of the field.
No, didn't make it off the field. Hopefully just a cramp.
He's going to get...
It doesn't look like cramp, but that's what I want the duct tape for. We'll get it later. We'll get it in between next time out.
So he'll check out. Luke Kuhn will check in as a extra tight end. 2nd down and 8. First drive of the game for the Mohawk Warriors.
Yeah, this will work. A little windy up in the roof tonight.
It is, but you know what? It's a beautiful night.
Now we're good.
Better stay that way.
Yeah, we're good now.
Guerreri has a conversation with the quarterback, Conti. Now back to formation. Fake the handoff. Keeper for Conti coming back near side, and that one's snuffed out by McCoy the whole way. Driven backwards, so give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. That's what McCoy does and why he's so talented on both sides of the football.
Yeah, we mentioned a little bit about Luke McCoy, but I said he's just so good on defense. I think he's a better defensive player than offensive player. Just so good in that linebacker position.
4-year starter for the Spartans team on both sides of the football. You know, it is crazy he hasn't gotten more college looks at this point.
He will.
So 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8. Let's see if Conti and the Warriors go to the air. 3 receivers set. Conti does look to pass. Gonna loft one down the far sideline. Has a man behind the defense. Jump ball, and it's gonna be, did he hang on to it? Yes, he did.
He's hurt too.
Carnucci with the catch, but he paid for it as he was sandwiched. And he's fully exposed when he's up like that, making the catch. Credit to the senior captain to hold on to the football, Lee.
Yeah, 29-yard
wow
reception, but boy, like you said, he paid for it. Boy, I thought there was going to be a holding call there. It looked like DiMuccio just got held on the coming in, but no call. Good job by Conti. Great throw in the double coverage, and unfortunately, well, fortunately the completion. Unfortunately, though, boy, did he pay for it.
Yeah, already shorthanded. J.C. Voss, if you're just joining us, out for the 2nd straight week due to COVID protocols. Carnucci banged up on that catch. Hopefully it's just the wind knocked out of him, but
that's all it is.
Good to see him to his feet, and he's going to jog off to the sideline. Good to see that, and we'll keep an eye for number 80, Bowden Leslie, trying to make his way back out there as well, as he went off with a leg injury, but he's currently sitting on the trainer's table.
You think Carnucci wants this game? coming out cheering. He'll be back in next play.
Oh, this is big for Mohawk. A win tonight, you're in the playoffs for only the 4th time in the last 16 years. Last 3 times that's happened, Lee, 2005, 2017, 2018. Those are also the last 3 times Mohawk has defeated Laurel. You know that a win tonight, doubly big.
I thought maybe they might check out Carducci a little bit more, but they're not. He puts his helmet on, and he's like, okay, coach, I'm ready. He has to set out at least one play.
They mark it at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. They'll send Guerreri across the formation and a whistle, and now he doesn't have to set out a play as we have our first Pontius Insurance timeout of the evening. This timeout brought to you by Pontius Insurance. The team's going to the sideline, talking to their coach, discussing the needs on the field. Well, that's what you get at Pontius Insurance. They put their attention to the things you own, so you can devote your attention to the ones you love. Visit them online, pontiusinsurance.com. Love the life you live, worry-free.
This field's really in great shape, isn't it, for 7th week of the season? Yeah, it's really holding up well.
Yeah, and we got the
considering the JV teams and all that.
Some soccer matches being played here as well for the boys and girls.
Really holding up quite well for a grass field. We're doing a nice job here, and the crowd, I think, finally just about in. The last couple cars pulling in the parking lot.
Oh, a lot of people waiting till the last minute and seeing what what it looks like in terms of the weather, but it's going to hold off.
And I'm sure they're watching on their phone right now.
So after the timeout, direct snap. Conti is going to try to bounce back from near side to far. He's going to try to get to the edge, but he's going to be wrapped up by Josh Gibson. He's done a little bit of everything defensively this year, and that's a big sack or tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Conti thought he was going to be able to get that outside, but Gibson was not fooled. Held his ground coming on that outside and lunged with maybe to make that shoestring tackle. Good job by Gibson.
Loss of 4 officially as we approach the midway point of this opening quarter. 6-0 in favor of the Spartans. Trips to the left, tight formation. Now they'll send Reed in motion to the right. Fake to him, look to set up the screen in the middle. Caught there by Miko, makes one man miss, and then he's going to be dragged down again by Gibson, but a good play to make it 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, that was Dante Resorter with the completion, number 10. Now, Miko, my fault. Why do I doubt you, my friend?
For those keeping score at home, that's the 3rd time Lee Moan has been fired this evening. Well, we have plenty here with the Lawrence County SportsNet crew that will gladly jump in.
They're going to have to at my rate right now.
3rd down and 5. Quick snap, handoff. Miko going up the middle. Ball, or no, that's a helmet on the ground, excuse me.
That's one.
Mohawk player lost his lid. He'll have to come out for a play. Miko with a 3-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 2.
It's 4-down territory.
Oh, for sure. Believe that was Chapman. Couldn't tell if I was 66 or 68 who came out of the lineup. It'll be 4th down now, though. 4th and 2. You're right. 4-down territory coming for the Warriors. Guerreri across the formation. Miko, handoff, up the middle. It's going to be close. Looks like forward progress. He should get it.
They're not getting a good spot.
Near sideline official is giving him a much better look, Lee.
No. That's going to be tight.
We're going to have to bring out a measurement for sure on that one, I believe.
Yes. I'm not even going to make a prediction on that one. That is mighty, mighty close.
So with 4:13 remaining, we're in credit card territory as they will bring the chain gang out onto the field.
That's going to be mighty, mighty close. Making sure everything's down properly. Pull it.
Oh
my gosh.
my, is that close? You can see it on the screen, folks.
It's
Laurel says it's short.
About a chain link.
Wow.
My guess is about a chain link. That's a bad break for Mohawk. A great run there by Miko. Thought he was going to get a great second effort, but unfortunately just could not come up with it.
So a 7-play drive, but a turnover on downs. And, man, that was a really tough spot, too. I mean, tough from our angle up here, but nonetheless, first down Spartans with 4:13 remaining here in quarter number 1.
Now this defense has got to step up for Mohawk. They got the confidence going for the offense is what you wanted. Did not get the points, but now I see if your defense can step up and make a play.
DeRosa in the gun, another low snap, able to get the handoff to McCoy, makes one-man miss, breaks outside, back inside, look out, 40, 45, back to the far sideline. There he goes, across midfield. You're not gonna get him. Touchdown Spartans, 71 yards for Luke McCoy. A stop on defense, immediate to offense. McCoy to the house.
Take that, Lee Moan, for saying Luke McCoy doesn't have the breakaway speed. When he got to that outside, once he got that corner, was off to the races, and he outraced 3 Mohawk Warriors. Great run, Luke McCoy, and you can see why he's the 3rd leading rusher in the WPIL right now.
And it's only by a couple of yards, too, that he's number 3. That one likely will put him to the top of the charts, his 2nd touchdown of the evening.
That you might be seeing again later on. And they're going to go for 2 here since they missed the extra point early.
3 receivers to the right. DeRosa in the gun. Student body left, and he's going to walk untouched into the end zone for the conversion. 14-0, Laurel with the lead over Mohawk. We're going to take a break, be back in a moment here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. The Mohawk Education Association is proud to support Warrior Athletics on the Lawrence County SportsNet and wish good luck to all Mohawk students participating in extracurricular activities this season. Go Warriors!
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Well, that's an easy Joseph's Marketplace scoring recap for you. 1 play, 71 yards, 14 seconds off the clock. McCoy with about 14 missed tackles, it felt like, the way he went around, through, and over that Mohawk defense all the way to the house.
It was fun to watch, that's for sure.
We'll have a feeling we'll see that one going again. It's Kobe DeRosa on the kickoff duties. Another long kick, this one taken at the 4-yard line by the Warriors, losing his footing there at the 15-yard line was Carnucci. Good to see him back in there. He only gets back out to the 15-yard line, and now Mohawk will have to go to work again.
But unfortunately, falling behind early. That's been the Mohawk story of this year. Fall behind, try to battle back, and go right out of your game plan early.
You saw that against Union week 0 when we were here. Rochester here at home as well. The 2 losses there, and Beaver Falls the one on the road a week ago. I mean, those are the tough. I mean, that's what it was. You fall behind, there's 3 losses. The games they didn't fall behind, Cornell, Neshannock, New Brighton, and Riverside 2 weeks ago, those are the 4 wins. Simple as that. Conti in the gun. Handoff. Miko has some room up the middle, falls out to the 17-yard line as the hole is closed up quickly by those middle linebackers. Cooper with the tackle.
Yeah, Brady Cooper, nice job getting the legs. 2-yard gain there from Miko. Yeah, the good news is Mohawk's 3-1 in section.
Yeah.
That's the good news. So still give you a chance to get healthy without, with still hopefully qualifying for the playoffs.
Lee, we'll have to talk about this throughout the course of the broadcast and through the next 2 weeks, but also just looking at the fact, how much will the pairings committees look at who was not available to play, who was injured, who had players missing when they look at making these brackets, because Mohawk last week is not what you expected to see. Conti on the quick out, ball thrown before the receiver Joe Reed was coming out of his break, a little bit low, incomplete.
how much information do they really have, though, on looking at? I mean, you would think the committee just is looking just at scores and seeing what they're doing. I don't think they know who, unless you're one of the bigger schools. I think with the more publicity, a school like Mohawk, you don't get the publicity that the Thomas Jeffersons and all those other schools get. So they're going to be looking at least in my opinion, they'll look at scores, and it's very tough to tell.
Yep.
And a case like Union, they bad snap, look out.
And I think Conti was able to somehow dive back on top of it, but man, we've seen some bad snaps for both teams. But right now, Conti just scrambling for his life. It'll be a 3-and-out, and the Warriors will have to punt it away again.
Yeah, DiMuccio had a chance, just couldn't come up with it. Conti was able to get back on, as you said, but not what you wanted for the Mohawk Warriors. 3-and-out.
So that means that it's going to be Logan Blake back to punt it away.
In his own end zone.
Standing at the 45-yard line of Mohawk is Pasquarello, the return man, and watch out, barely able to get the ball away was Blake, but gets off a great kick, taken at 45 and hit right as he went to catch it, and it's going to be muffed and finally covered up by number 22, Landon Smith. They do throw a flag right at the point where Pasquarello went to make the catch. The bang play, no fair catch signal. Yeah. That's a tough one. There's also a flag on the far sideline at about the 37-yard line. And so hold the phone.
Yeah, and Calderero almost came off that block punt. He's been so close the last couple of weeks. He's going to get one sometime this year. So interesting to see what the flag on the far side is. This near side, I'm guessing they're going to say he ran into him before he
yeah, just slightly early.
Yeah. And it's one of the referee. Don't want to throw if that's the call, I give credit to the referee. Replay the play in your mind. Make sure the flag is what you're supposed to do as an official. Instead of throwing it right away. You want to take that quick second snapshot, make sure it's the right call. So we'll see if that is the call.
Well, while they discuss it, I want to give you information about a great program going on this week and next week. It's the inaugural WPIAL food drive from October 11th to the 23rd. WPIAL member schools will compete to see who can raise the most meals for the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. For every 1.25 pounds of food donated, 1 meal can be provided. And for every dollar donated, 5 meals can be provided. If every school raises $500, the WPIAL food drive will be able to collectively support over 250,000 meals to local children, families, and seniors in need. Donate online at www.pittsburghfoodbank.org/WPIAL. And for more information, visit WPIAL.org or your school website to get all the information of how you can donate food products and money to the cause.
Holding on the far side against Laurel. Interference against Mohawk on the catch. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. We'll see if Calderero again will be sprinting his way in there.
He has come so close.
Another high snap, able to get to it. Going away from Calderero on this one again is Logan, and this one is going to trickle out of bounds right where Pasquarello went to catch the first one. So it'll be good field position for the Spartans, already with a 2-score lead at the 47 of Mohawk.
So great field position, as you mentioned. Chance to really blow this game open now for the Laurel Spartans.
Try to get some other score updates as they come along. Yeah, end of the first quarter, Blackhawk over Newcastle, 7-0.
Yeah, thank the Crane Room for giving us those scores, sponsoring the scores.
New Brighton with an early lead over Neshannock. Look out there.
I heard their quarterback's not playing either. What we hear.
What, for the Lions?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's, the starter out for the year.
Yeah, the backups.
And now the backup. Everything going wrong for Coach Greco. Quick pass into the flat for Pasquarello, and he's going to be hit by fellow number 15, Mark Conti. Getting it done defensively is Conti. That'll be a loss of 2 on the completion.
Yes, a good defense there by the Warriors.
13-0 New Brighton over Neshannock early.
What?
Wow. 13-0 New Brighton over Neshannock.
Okay, I want to make sure I heard you. Jeez, oh man.
Wasn't ready for that one.
No.
Jet sweep, fake to him. DeRosa keeps it up the middle. First down and more. Look out. Look at that speed across the 30. Hesitation now down inside the 20. The Spartans in the red zone after a huge gain down to the 16-yard line.
First a 47-yard run earlier, now a 33-yard run by DeRosa. Just a fake, find a little hole, and look out DeRosa. He's got better speed than McCoy.
Quarterback is your home run hitter. That gets the Spartans back into the red zone. Again, make sure you check out the red zone on Wilmington Road for all of your county sporting apparel needs. Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township, and score big at the red zone. McCoy, handoff up the middle, not much room, but keeps the legs churning. He'll get inside the 15-yard line, give him a gain of 2. And with 30 seconds left, possibly the last play of this first quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately, my T-shirt placement, Butler, who makes all my high school shirts, a little slow, so definitely want to try to red zone out and get a couple shirts ordered through them.
Thanks to Andrea and Mark Kaiser for everything that they've done.
Yeah, our shirts look great, so and she'll probably get a kick out of the nicknames coming out of the way.
That'll be a lot of fun. McCoy was in the slot, fake the jet sweep to him. DeRosa up the gut and into the end zone. Untouched.
Wow. Just like that. It's amazing.
14 yards out.
Yep, 14.
DeRosa with his first touchdown of the evening on the ground. His 10th rushing score of the year.
Unofficially 3 carries for 94 yards.
186 yards of rushing in this first quarter for the Spartans. And that is the end of the first quarter. Laurel 21, Mohawk 0. We'll take a break, be back in a moment here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates, or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915. When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors. Apologies to Melee Chiropractic, but we want to keep you in the game just like they do. We want to be able to see that another kickoff for a touchback for Kobe DeRosa after showing off the legs, running the football. Again, showing off the legs off the tee. Lee Moan, this Laurel offense, I mean, what more can you say than having 186 yards of rushing in the first quarter?
And making it look easy, too. A lot of those yards untouched going into the end zone. So a couple nice runs by DeRosa and McCoy, long runs, but really getting the job done.
See the scrolling scoreboard down there, thanks to the Crane Room Grill. Stop by before or after the game for all of your food needs.
Yeah, nice night to sit outside on the patio.
Absolutely.
Mohawk, boy, they need something. Nice first drive, but after that, it's been not much.
Only the 3rd drive of the game, though, for the Warriors. Handoff up the middle. Not much room there for Carnucci on his first carry. Gain of 2 on the play for number 2.
Yeah, not much for Mohawk. to cheer about right now. Nice crowd on the other hand for Laurel. How about that? Nice full house.
What more would you expect from these two county schools? A battle that has been pretty much controlled by Laurel over the course of all time. This is the 49th meeting, all time between Laurel and Mohawk. 32-13-3. First time they played back in 1961. Mohawk 27-14 in that game.
You weren't even thought of yet.
Throw on the quick slant and almost with the interception as the route was read beautifully by Gibson.
Yeah.
Almost got his second pick of the year.
Thought that was an interception there. Gibson, like you said, jumped it, knew what was coming there.
3rd down and 8 upcoming. Yeah, since that game in 1961, though, I mean, this is what I love about, local rivalries. There's only been 13 seasons that these schools have not played each other.
That's because Laurel drops the single way every once in a while.
Yeah, and
they're talking about them dropping the single way next 2 years.
They're one of the smaller AA schools in the entire state. 3rd and long for the Warriors. Conti drops back, going to throw on the quick out, and it's going to be knocked away. Ball just a little bit behind Reed. Colin Bartley knocking it away.
Yeah, it's bad enough that your quarterback hasn't played in a while in Conti, but then when you got 15, 20-mile-an-hour winds on top of it, makes it even tougher to throw the ball.
Yeah, wind swirling up here. Right now, the flag looks relatively calm. Not too much, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. As soon as I say that, it kicks up again.
Yeah, the chassis meter.
So Mohawk, another 3 and out. Means Logan back to boot it away yet again. Pasquarello standing at his own 45-yard line. Snap back. Logan, little rugby style to the right. Wobbling kick, bounces near midfield, takes a Warriors bounce, and dies at the 48 of Laurel. 3 possessions so far for the Spartans, 3 touchdowns. Lee Moan, you expect more of the same, ground and pound?
Yeah. Hey, do we have a trib show on it this week?
Yeah, we will have
a halftime show?
Yes, we do have a Trib Live High School
Good.
Sports
You
Network
can listen
halftime
to that
show.
at half while we're watching the bands.
Yep, we'll have.
Okay.
Yep.
Because last week we didn't have one.
Yeah, we have the Trib halftime show coming for you. They actually going to take a look, Chris Harlan and Don Rebel, at the growing number of forfeits going on in football this year.
Yeah, it's a shame. Interesting topic. Unfortunately, you got to address that.
But you won't miss a thing, as Lee said. We'll have the coverage of both the Warrior and Spartan marching bands.
And probably the only network in Pennsylvania to do that.
You're not wrong. Going down the field, Pasquarello has the defense and just unable to hold on. The ball, maybe again with the wind, carried to the outside shoulder rather than the inside shoulder, and Pasquarello just couldn't quite hang on.
Wow, we talked about that pregame when he wants to go deep. Pasquarello's the man. He's averaging 18 a carry. He's a little banged up on that play, too. He's going to have to come off. Took a little bit of a tumble at the end of that play, but boy, I thought that was going to be a completion. But like you said, that wind sort of sailed it the other way. Pasquarello made a nice adjustment, just couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, how tough is it to make that adjustment in the air, Lee?
Especially coming over your shoulder. It's okay. Now let's go McCoy.
2nd and 10. We'll see if they do give it to McCoy, who's sidecar right of DeRosa. Yep, handoff. Shake and bake, tries to get to the outside, makes a man miss. Look out. He's gone. 53 yards. Make it 3 for McCoy. Spartans just piling it on here early, Lee.
He wants that record in the first half, doesn't he? He would have, 260 in the first half? Already over 130 yards or so for Luke McCoy. Made one man miss in the backfield, found a little hole, and it was off to the races. And I'm going to take back that statement. I think he's got some breakaway speed.
262 yards. That's what he needed coming into tonight to break the all-time rushing record at Laurel.
I got him unofficially at 134 right now.
On 6 carries.
Sounds like the first game where he had 5 carries for 155 against Northeast.
The great pickers couldn't stop him, and right now the Warriors not doing much better. Snap back, Tinsman puts it down, and Buchter puts it through. 28-0 early in the second quarter. Laurel looking to go 8-0. We'll be back in a moment here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered
In
by
workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
Did you know that 300,000 people in southwestern Pennsylvania are food insecure, including nearly 80,000 children? Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is here to meet this need. Through school breakfast and lunch, backpack, and summer food programs, the food bank's mission is to end hunger in our region. To learn more information, get help, or donate, call 412-460-FOOD or visit pittsburghfoodbank.org. Let's come together to make sure no child goes to bed hungry.
Another quick scoring drive, Lee. Just 2 plays, but 4 drives, 4 touchdowns for the Laurel Spartans as DeRosa squib kicks this to the 11-yard line, taken there again by Carnucci out to the 26-yard line. But Lee, let's look at these Midwestern Athletic Conference standings. Laurel 4-0 in conference play. Beaver Falls, Mohawk, and Neshannock all coming in at 3-1 right now. Just interesting to look at just what's going on already across the games. Mohawk, I mean, getting all they can handle from Laurel. Neshannock down early to New Brighton. That could be a big game to shake up the standings.
Wow,
Beaver Falls against Freedom, looking for a score update there, but yikes.
Yeah, how about New Brighton? I'll tell you. And Beaver Falls off that rough start, but they're Beaver Falls. You knew that had to change somewhere.
Well, let's see what the Warriors can do. Trailing 28-0, direct snap. Conti the whole way, coming near side. Has a bit of a wall in front of him, but good job of Calderero, the senior captain, to get off the block and keep that to just a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, he got off the blocks of Courtney Root. He's 6'2", 320. And he was able to fight through that tackle, get off him, and bring down Conti. Good job, limiting the 3-yard gain.
Unofficially, if you take away the long pass, the 29-yarder from Conti to Carnucci.
Yeah.
Right now, Mohawk running the football.
Not good.
No, not great. 14 yards on the ground. 2nd down, 7 to go. Conti rolling to his right. He's going to step in the pocket, throw over the top, and a nice catch made by Carnucci at the 45-yard line out to the 48. There's some openings, and that's the best ball we've seen thrown by Conti all season long. Even better than his 48-yarder on the wide receiver reverse earlier in the year.
Yeah, that was right on the money with a lot of zip on it. Good play, good catch there by Carnucci. He's got 2 big catches. This one he didn't get hurt on, which is a good thing. Nice job by Carnucci. Go right back to him. Get the 1st down.
Third completion of the evening for Conti. He had 3 all of last week. Just 14 minutes into this contest.
He's going to have a lot more.
Zone read, keeper by Conti. He's going to keep it and get across midfield and stuck right there by McCoy.
McCoy I thought he was going to get some more yards than McCoy. He ran into McCoy like a brick wall there. Did not go any further.
I think quickly Lee Moan is becoming a fan favorite. A little bit of a fanboy action right now on Mr. McCoy.
He's doing everything right now. Having himself a fine game and a fine year.
Handoff up the middle. Nice hole. 1st down for Miko inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Pickup of 12 yards.
Yeah, Pasquarillo able to bring him down. Maybe a saving touchdown there. But a nice hole in that right side by the Mohawk offense. Get the 1st down. So Mohawk back on the move. Boy, they need some confidence right now. Try to cut into this lead.
There is still plenty of time left, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the main thing here you got to be thinking about.
How about Fox Chapel leading Penn Hills in 5A right now? Some shockers going around the WPIL.
Stretch run means some interesting score lines. So handoff Miko here. He'll get down inside the 35. Mark him at the 34-yard line.
Good
Pick up a 4 yards, yeah.
Yeah, good 4 yard. It's a winnable first down.
Miko 7 carries for 29 yards. We expected a lot more from Carnucci, but I think part of the game plan too was, with some players out, you got to put your athletes where they need to play. Carnucci getting more snaps at the wide receiver position here this evening.
Yeah, big game also in Double A. Sarah's leading Apollo Ridge 7-0.
Second and 6. Faked on the handoff, trying to make it to the outside, cut back inside, and again, swarm tackling from the Spartan defense. Conti no gain. McCoy, guess who, in there again.
Yeah, that's just too much pressure there for Laurel as they dominated that right side that time. Conti tried to find some type of hole but could not.
Third down, 6 to go as we get under 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. Again, coming up at the halftime break, we will have the Trib Live High School Sports Network halftime show. And you won't miss a thing. Have the Laurel and Mohawk marching bands out there on the field here as well.
Two very good bands, too.
Guerreri moves from left to right. Again, zone read. Conti, big hole on the left side, inside the 30. Tries to cut to the outside, and he's going to fall forward. Would have had the first down if he had just fallen forward. Looks like he will get enough anyway.
He's got it, yep.
Just barely, but that's a big conversion on third down.
Yeah, I thought he was going to stay outside myself, my friend, but decided to go back inside. But did get the first down, so the drive will continue.
We're down now to 6 minutes remaining in the first half. This is a big drive for Mohawk, just for a little confidence. Rolling to his right is Conti, steps up, and he's going to get drilled from behind. Calderera with the hit and a flag.
Oh, come on. I'm going to say they went for the head.
Launching, I mean, he definitely left his feet, so launching to the head.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah, that's a tough one.
It's all about safety, and I understand that, but it's the only call that could be. It's going to be a personal foul, but unfortunately, you don't have the microphone on to get the whole explanation. Coach Cooper's going to ask for an explanation right now. I'm saying he probably hit his head, and that's the only thing I can come up with.
I just saw the official point to the feet, so I'm going to, just by that, I'm going to justify it as saying that, yes, he left his feet to make the tackle a launching. So
well, let's give a single.
Personal foul. There it is, targeting.
Below the head. Yep, targeting. Whatever.
So it should be then a loss of 9 on the sack, a 15-yard penalty, and it will remain first down.
So it can be 1st and 4. Yeah, I understand the call.
It's all about safety in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough one to absorb, but fake the throw into the flat. Getting tripped up on that one was Conti, but he does get down inside the 20-yard line. Give him a gain of 1.
I guess I'm just still old school. Yeah.
You want to protect the quarterback in the pocket, but at the same time, in all honesty, that play right there where Conti's falling, to me, is more dangerous.
And remember, we're 100 yards away from the play, and the official's right on top of it. He can see a lot better the angle and the velocity, and did he leave his feet and all that other good stuff. So
2nd and 3. Handoff. Miko falling forward, and he's going to reach forward. Probably should have not done that because the ball got knocked out of his hands by Pasquarello, but forward progress was stopped. 4-yard gain and a first down for Miko.
Good job, Jimmy Guerreri. Charlie Schillingberg up front, really pushing that Laurel line forward. They're able to get that yardage and get the first down. They push their men probably 4 yards forward. That's what you got to do, win that line of scrimmage.
It's the 11th play of the drive, Lee. I mean, you're down 28-0 if you're Mohawk, but you got to feel good about this drive you have. 11 plays and over 6.5 minutes off the clock now. But again, having to play from behind.
But like you said, plenty of time, though.
Conti directing traffic out there,
Got
sends
enough time.
Carnucci to the flat, and did they run out of time?
I think it might be a Ponch's insurance timeout.
I think no, they're going to count players on the field.
Oh, what a break.
Wow.
What a break. The referee in the back was counting that, like, ready to throw the flag for the delay of game, and they counted the players. Wow.
So
I've never seen that one.
well, Mohawk gets away with it. Man in motion is Guerreri. Fake to him. Throw on the quick slant. Carnucci inside the 10, down to the 8. His third catch of the game. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, maybe the tide will turn now for Mohawk. I mean, it's been an impressive drive. There's the break of the night for them so far. Get out of the delay game. Now you get a good first down completion. In all my years of football, I don't think I've seen that.
12th play of the drive. 2nd down and 3 coming from the 8-yard line. Conti in the gun. Handoff, Miko up the middle. 1st down inside the 5 towards the goal line. He's going to be just shy. Mark it at the 1.
Yeah.
Gain of 7 for Miko. 9 carries, 40 yards right now for the junior Miko.
Mark it inside the 1. That's how close he got, but Mohawk been impressive. They could have laid down and just said, okay, the heck with this. We're down 28-0. They're battling here and chance to cut this lead. You'd think Miko or Conti here.
Ball at the 1. 1st and goal. Fake to the flat, up the middle, and getting stuffed in the backfield is Conti. Loss of 2 as Ayers tackled both the blocker and the quarterback.
Well, the reason he got him too is because Calderero was hanging on by the ankles too. So give half a tackle there to Calderero. Big play.
Again, this Laurel defense that's only allowed 1 touchdown in the last now 15 quarters of play.
You know they want to stop.
They like goose eggs.
Yeah, they've had a lot of geese lately.
Ball marked back to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Play action. Conti on the slant, batted down at the line. Calderero get his hands up there again?
I think he did.
Calderero, believe it or not, when we looked at the stats, he had 3 or 4 passes defensed as a defensive lineman. Impressive.
And Mohawk is in the red zone. Make sure you stop by the red zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. Sporting goods, custom apparel, embroidery, and more. Visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the red zone. I said I'm going to check them out in about 3 weeks. I'll get through the football season, the playoffs. And
PA system comes alive. They're trying to fire up the crowd on the 15th play of this drive. Number 15, Conti in the gun. 3rd and goal from the 3. Fake. Running up the middle. Conti trying to power his way in there, but he's going to be stopped again short. 4th down coming at the 1-yard line.
Ran into McCoy. Held him without any forward progress there. Ayers came in, and also Brady Cooper with the help. And you know Mohawk will go for it. Looked like he was going to get in, but boy, them 3 stood him up.
Clock never started on that play, Lee.
It's still not started.
And that's what they're going to have to figure out exactly how much time should be left. Should be about to 1:20, I would guess.
Yeah, I'll try to figure this out right now.
1:27 says our producer extraordinaire, Aaron Vigiano.
We're going to find out. They're going to go with 1:31.
Ah.
So everybody made a mistake here tonight.
Vigi's now fired. 4th down, goal to go. They mark it just inside the 2. 16th play of the drive. Can Mohawk punch it in? Under center quickly goes Conti. What a headsy play. Sneaks it forward. Waiting for the signal.
I think he's in.
Coming out with a football and running the other way with it is the Spartans. Touchdown. Warriors called with running the other way is Colin Bartley. He's going to run a 100-yard dash.
They have no idea.
The official is still looking
They're
for the
saying
football, but they
touchdown.
say touchdown. Yikes.
Now Coach Cooper's going to ask for an explanation right now. Well, what happened? The head official says touchdown. I thought he was in, and the referee's going to go tell Coach Cooper, sit down. My player just ran 100 yards with the ball. How could he call touchdown?
I'm in agreement with that. If you're taking that long to find the football, guess what? You're not going to find the football because Colin Bartley is 50 yards away.
So they are going to give him the touchdown.
Bartley's running his way back to deliver the football for the extra point.
And I could not see how the ball got out. Or
looking at the quick surge, Lee, I think he got in the end zone before anything happened.
I think so too. Barely got in the end zone.
Nine-minute and 34-second drive, by the way. Snap back, kick is up, and Wilkins splits the uprights. Mohawk on the board after a 16-play, 74-yard scoring drive, 28-7. Spartans with the advantage. We'll take a quick break, be back in a moment here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. Oh, surprise onside. Wow, what a grab. Made on the bounce. A surprise onside kick. Chase Tinsman, man, he just makes plays. Couple time Play of the Game award winner this year for the Spartans. He one-handed that on a bouncing ball.
That's a gutsy play right there to come up with that. It's a great field position, though. We're Laurel Spartans have plenty of time and all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, all 3 timeouts, ball right at midfield. And you know, it doesn't take long for these Spartans to score. Scoring drives of 4 plays, 5 plays, 1 play, and 2 plays. DeRosa in the gun. 1st and 10. Ayers, the wing back to his left. McCoy in the slot to the right. He's going to come in motion. Jet sweep look. Handoff McCoy. Waiting for blockers. Hesitates. Makes a man miss. Dragging forward. Gets close to the 40. Looks like they'll mark it down at the 41-yard line. A pickup of 9 yards from McCoy. And a whistle and a timeout on the field.
Ponch's Insurance timeout. They're going to go to the coach and discuss their needs, what they want to do next. That's what you get at Ponch's Insurance. They're going to put the attention to things you own, so you can devote your attention to the ones you love. Visit them online, PonceInsurance.com. P-O-N-T-I-U-S, Ponce's Insurance. Love the life you live. Worry free. How about the? I don't know if you saw the name, the different type of name, first names in the local newspaper today or yesterday. Got a new one in Meadville, Houdini Simmons.
There we go.
How about that for a first name, Houdini? Gonna love it.
So they stopped the clock with a whistle on the near sideline. Oh, there's the flag near the end of the play. They're pushing the ball all the way back to the Laurel side of the field to the 43.
So what's the call?
Mohawk's taking a timeout.
Unsportsmanlike call on Laurel. So the 9 yards will count.
And the down will also count.
Dead ball foul, so that was not a timeout. as the clock has gone haywire.
No, it wasn't initially a timeout, but now it is as Mohawk has taken their second.
So they're going to – Mohawk call a timeout, you said?
Yeah,
Wow.
Mohawk asked for a timeout. Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting that they called a timeout.
Another score update here. Beaver Falls with a long drive leads Freedom now 14-0. So if you're looking at your MAC conference standings, Beaver Falls looks to stay one game behind Laurel with one loss. Last score update we had, oh, there is a score update. 13-13 right now in the second quarter between the Shannock and New Brighton. So
There you
Lancers
go.
getting on.
The Shannock family waking up there, coming out there. Big game in 2 weeks. If everything holds true, might be for the conference title between Laurel and the Shannock if scores hold.
And guess what? We'll be there.
Yes. And you said you have your game next week already picked out in the Shannock and Beaver Falls?
The Shannock Beaver Falls at the home.
Be senior night, last game of the year or last home game for the Shannock.
We have some special things planned, by the way, next week at Bob Bletchley Stadium. Just you wait.
You always have special things planned.
That is true.
Now, they did not put the timeout on the board of who called it. You said Mohawk did, so Mohawk should have one timeout. So second down, DeRosa now just gaining a few yards.
Gain of 3, and we'll see what happens now on third down and long.
I think Laurel's content right now. You got a 28-7 lead.
Well, but you know every running play for them, and they could easily take it to the house. So it'll be third down and long now. The scoreboard says third. The PA announcer says second. It is third down. Reverse coming. Pasquarello from near to far. He's off to the races. 30, 20. See ya. They're content with taking another 50-plus yard touchdown run. This one 54 yards for Pasquarello.
Well, that caught everybody off guard there, right as Luke McCoy came around for the handoff. You definitely think Luke McCoy is going to keep that ball, but here comes Pasquarello down for the double reverse, and boy, once he got the corner, no one's stopping him. Wide open. That's a heartbreaker right there for Mohawk.
That's one that the Spartan coaching staff called 2 plays on the sideline. The safe play on second down, and then the reverse on third. The hold from Pasquarello. Buchter puts it up and in. 35-7 with 26 seconds remaining. Let's take another quick break. Be back in a moment with more action on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Three-play scoring drive. So 5 touchdowns, Lee. Scoring drives of 1 play, 2 play, 3 play, 4 play, 5 play.
That's amazing, isn't it? Over 200 yards rushing here in the first half for Laurel.
And that scoring drive, 1 minute and 34 seconds off the clock. Kick taken at the 12-yard line. Carnucci again doing the duties, falls forward past the 25-yard line, out to the 25-yard line. And, you know, we're being critical of the clock operator. We got to be careful. That's Nick Mariano running the clock down there. As Mohawk faithful coming to their feet for the wave, trying to get some energy with this pink-out crowd here in this Lawrence County battle.
Yeah, there was a little bit of energy after that timeout, or that touchdown. 16-play drive by Mohawk, but unfortunately
way. There were too many guys, whatever the
Either way, it's a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah. 20 seconds remaining. All Laurel here in this first half. Conti in the gun. He'll hand it off up the middle. Safe play. Miko will get out to the 23, 24-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards.
And that should do it.
Turn to the locker room. 35-7 Laurel leads at the halftime break. We'll have the halftime shows, but first, the Trib Live High School Sports Network halftime show with Don Rebel and Chris Harlan will send you to the Excella Health Studios. 35-7 Laurel at the break. Here comes Don and Chris with the Trib Live halftime show.
Week 7 edition of the halftime show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Our little halftime get-together every week, sponsored by SE Tire and Export Tire. Your local tire experts, they work hard to earn your business. They have your size tire in stock installed today. All the best brands at the best tire prices. SE Tire, Route 51, Bell Vernon. Export Tire, Old William Penn Highway and Export. Shop for tires online. Check out their Google reviews. Folks checking out various high school football games here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network here in Week 7. These games being played, it's all great, especially when the time we are living in these last 2 years. You just want to get to Friday and then kick off, and this year especially enjoy everything that goes with Friday night high school football. Hasn't been the case with what has been pretty steady, a handful of games every week. There have been a slew of forfeits, if you will, teams deciding whether it be because of COVID-19 or because of injuries that they cannot participate, cannot play in a particular game. WPIL made it clear earlier this year, if you don't have the numbers to play, it's going to be a no contest, no penalty. But all these games, most of these games, I think all except 2, have turned out to be forfeits, which means teams by rule could have fielded a team, have chosen not to. Is this something that is a concern, Chris, for the district moving forward, even once we get past this whole pandemic thing?
It definitely is something that the WPL has their eye on. I talked to Executive Director Amy Schoeneman about that, and I asked her that. I said, there's way more this year than I can remember from years past, and it's up and down the list here, and it's all the way from 6A to single A. We've had actual forfeits this year, and she chalked it up mostly to still COVID issues. She said she thinks that there's already a lot of schools that have small rosters. We're seeing that's not that's nothing new. There's a lot of single A schools have small rosters. She thinks the COVID element laid on top of that this year, where you have a team maybe has 5 kids out who are hurt, and then 5 more who are out because of COVID cases or close contact or whatever, and those numbers add up. And other years, it would have just been the injuries. You have the other kids you could play. And so they're thinking that they're hoping it's just an outlier, that 2021 and the number of forfeits is an outlier. I don't know if I'm convinced that all of them are, though, because I think we're seeing more and more small schools that are just struggling to come up with numbers. They just don't have many extra bodies on the roster to begin with. And I think there's some programs out there that are going to have to make some tough decisions in years moving forward.
In the case of Norwin, which is not a small school,
right,
they forfeited earlier this year. And it was a case, and I talked to another coach who said this too, and it makes sense. They lost, they had a lineman dealing with COVID, and so they had a bunch of linemen that were not able to play because of that. Now, they had enough players, but when you're missing linemen, it's hard to tell a running back or a wide receiver to, hey, you're going to be my offensive guard tonight. So that was a big reason, they got hit as far as various bodies were unable to play in a specific position. But the one common denominator, going by what you just said, is whether it's big school or whether it's small school, the one common denominator appears to be a school that is struggling on the field against a school that is doing very well, and the struggling school just no muss, wants no part.
Right. And that's why you saw earlier this year, the PWA came down and tried to encourage all the districts to not make every cancellation a no contest. They said, make them forfeits if the team could have got on the field. If they had enough players to get on the field and chose not to, make it a forfeit. And that was it, because if you go back to a year ago, all of these games would have just been declared no contest. No, no harm, no foul, you move on. And the team that would have probably lost the game actually makes out by not having to play the good team. That was the thing the PWA said, they got to get that out of there this year. You can't have teams just ducking an opponent, using COVID as an easy excuse to get out of the way of a team that they know they're going to lose to.
We will talk more. This is sort of a hot button topic, and it'll be interesting to see how the district moves forward with this and other related topics. And we'll touch on some of them when the halftime show continues. Sponsored by SE Tire and Export Tire on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
SportsNet dance line and the classic Twisted Sister hit. We're not going to take it. We present We Are Young, the Grammy winner for Song of the Year in 2013 by the band Fun. Realtor Production Instructor, Mr. Josh Johnson. SportsNet halftime, Spartans.
Thank you to the Laurel Spartan Marching Band. We'll get back to the Trib Live High School Sports Network halftime show here in a moment. Mohawk Marching Band making their way out onto the field, but 35-7 the halftime score. I'm James Dotson, Lee Moan alongside. Lee, 15 plays is all that Laurel ran in the first
amazing.
half. 305 rushing yards and -2 passing yards.
And Mohawk had a 16-play drive, but
yes.
they trailed 35-7.
Wow.
Numbers can deceive sometimes, can't they? 15 plays, and Mohawks run at least 25 plays or so.
And that's the number of average yards per play right now for
20 per
Laurel.
play.
Yeah.
That's incredible for Laurel. Well, when you have 70-yard, a 47-yard, 33-yard run for DeRosa, you had a 53-yard run, a 71 run by McCoy. You had the 54-yard touchdown run by Pasquarello. So that's 4 plays of over 50 yards rushing right there. So, I mean, it's been impressive for the Laurel Spartans. Mohawks had no answer so far.
McCoy 7 for 143 and 3 touchdowns. DeRosa 4 for 97 and a touchdown. Mike Pasquarello 1 for 54 and a touchdown. The 16-play scoring drive for Mohawk capped off by a Mark Conti quarterback sneak on 4th down. 35-7 the halftime score. Let's turn it back over to the marching bands here on the Lawrence County Sports. Now here comes the Warrior Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Jason Zay.
hurry? SE Tire has your size tire in stock. Install today. Before you hit the open road, see the tire experts at SE Tire. We do tires and we do them right. Before you hit the open road, see the tire experts at Export Tire. We do tires and we do them right. If it has wheels, we have the tires. Export Tire, your commercial tire headquarters.
We're talking forfeits on this edition of the Halftime Show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Don Rebel, Chris Harlan. We were under the impression once the WPIL made their ruling about, what's a forfeit and what's a no contest earlier this year, that in the conference game played that are considered forfeits, that the winning team, even though the score goes into the books as 1-0, would still get their 10 points for the WPIL tiebreaker, which is big. That's not necessarily the case now. You're finding out.
Yeah, there's the WPIL has multiple layers of tiebreaker systems. I'm not going to try to explain them all on the radio. That's not easy to do. But one of them is margin of victory. So if you beat somebody 1-0 as opposed to 10-0, that makes a difference in that margin of victory. 10 points is the most you can get. So that could be an issue coming down the road. Also, in terms of no contests, if you have a no contest in a conference game, you get Gardner points, which are based on the teams that the team you beat, the teams they beat. You get points for that. It's all a complicated math formula that doesn't work very well when you have no contests and you've got forfeits. So the WPL has some issues that, they're going to have to figure out here, or they might have to figure out. They're going to try to hold off on making decisions on those, though, probably till, the last week of the regular season to try to figure out what decisions they have to make is, I think, what they're going to do. They're kind of hoping that, because there's only like one wild card spot this year. I think it's in 2A. Most of the classifications don't have any wild cards, so tiebreakers would really only be needed to figure out order of finish in a conference. So I think they're going to try to hope that, maybe they get to the end and they don't really need these. And if they don't, then great. But if they do, then they're probably going to have the football committee, kind of like they did last year. You might put it in their hands to sort out conference orders and other stuff. So that's a big dilemma they still have maybe on their plate.
Freeport lost their game to Derry. Derry struggling. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out for the Yellow Jackets. Real quick, we've seen teams, Butler, Uniontown, Albert Gallatin, leave the WPIL football only we're talking about and go play an independent schedule. And those schools have had some success. Does this open the door for this next 2-year cycle coming up for other teams to take that route?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you're a team that's struggling year after year after year, you got to do something different to try to find some spark. I think those teams, the ones you mentioned, I think they got to the point where they just didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. They just said, we're going to keep doing this. And if we keep losing, we might not have a football program in a few years. So I think, they took drastic actions. You might see a couple of schools maybe do that. I don't know if a lot will, because I don't think there's the big problem is there's not a lot of other teams outside to go play. It's not like a lot of, Western Pennsylvania schools is lining up to go play these guys. So I think that is a dilemma. I think one other thing you might see from smaller schools is maybe more and more co-ops where two schools join together and form one football team. But a lot of schools are reluctant to do that too, because then you kind of lose your tradition. You lose your Friday night. You lose, having the home game at your stadium. And it just there's a lot of logistics there that go into it. So you're going to see teams, I think, try to hold on as long as they possibly can.
We'll keep you updated on everything. SE Tire and Export Tire brings you the halftime show right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination. Close. Second half about to get underway here from Mohawk Warriors Stadium. I'm James Dotson, Lee Moen alongside a 35-7 lead for Laurel, and thanks in big part to that Spartan offense. Just incredible numbers. 305 yards of offense on the ground. 2 passing plays for -2 yards, Lee, but it's all about Luke McCoy. 7 carries, 143 yards in that first half. Getting real close now to that magic number for breaking all these records.
Yeah, but the thing is, not going to happen tonight more likely, because if Laurel does come up with another touchdown, you would think that would pull the rest of the game, rest of the first team out if that would happen. But Mohawk does get the ball back. They had an impressive 16-play drive to almost end that first half. And so they get the ball back here to start the second half.
We'll wonder how much we'll see McCoy. Took a while even to find him on the sideline. Talking with Pasquarello, who had a nice long touchdown run as well. Opening kickoff of the second half taken by Carnucci again at the 10-yard line. Hesitation, goes up the middle. Going to bounce off some tacklers, get out past the 30, close to the 33-yard line. And that's where the Warriors offense will come out 1st and 10. And Mark Conti leading the way. The quarterback for the Mohawk Warriors has been the best player out there and in a tough situation. But how about him? 4 of 8 passing for 68 yards, and he also has a touchdown run here in the game.
Yeah, he's shown a good arm. And I'm going to give you 3 out-of-town scoreboard games that are really thrown up for a shock at the Crane Room. First one I'll give you, Woodland Hills and Gateway tied at 13. 6A, Cannon McMillan leading North Allegheny 14-7. And Norwin and Mount Lebanon tied at 7 at the half.
Interesting. 6A scores there. Here in Class 2A, it's all Laurel. Handoff up the middle. Miko 3 yards and a cloud of dust. He now has 11 carries for 46 yards. He's been a nice little surprise. I mean, not that he hasn't done it all year, but only 36 rushing attempts on the season. So you're talking about averaging 5 carries per game. He's already doubled that.
And this wind's starting to really pick up here as the storms are approaching. We're hoping to get out of here before rain moves in. So far enough away.
And off here.
Wow.
Fighting forward, and another big gain for McCoy. He's going to go right for McCoy, excuse me. Listen to that Freudian slip. For Miko, out to the 43-yard line and a first down.
Yeah, looked like he was going to be pinned in the backfield, but was able to slip that and find the hole, get the first down.
Mohawk with 115 yards of offense. Laurel with 303 in the first half. The stat of the first half, though, if we talk of a Joseph's Marketplace stat recap here, Lee, Laurel ran 15 plays in the first half. Mohawk had a 16-play scoring drive. But the only numbers that matter, the big numbers, 35-7. Advantage Laurel. Snap through the legs of the quarterback, and Conti's just going to have to go and fall back on it inside the 25-yard line, and then just when things start to go in the right direction, that's a 21-yard loss.
Yeah, not a good thing there. Is what Lee said, right in between the legs. I thought maybe it was a fake there because I had the binoculars on Conti. I thought maybe it was one of those fake snaps, but it wasn't.
Maybe Coach McCutcheon could put that into the playbook for next week, but at this point, though, I mean, you don't want to give up, but obviously Laurel's had 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, playing outstanding football. Mohawk on their 3rd-string quarterback. You're just looking for some positives to take into these final 2 games that are going to mean everything in terms of playoff positioning and seeding. As this pass over the middle, and not ready for it was the tight end. Almost a diving interception by Brady Cooper as it was thrown off the shoulder of Guerreri.
Yeah, good coverage there. Good tight man-to-man coverage by Laurel as Cooper almost coming up with the deflection. You might get a chance to look at some of the playoff teams and maybe the seedings. Still find it hard to believe Laurel's ranked number 4 in some of the publications, 3, 4.
Well, you got Stowe Rocks undefeated still up there. Washington undefeated still up there. Steel Valley playing great football undefeated.
Sarah Catholic.
As well, yeah, they're number 5 in most of those classifications. Quick slant, catch, makes one man miss, but that's going to be about it on that far sideline. Believe that was...
Coming up with a number for you here in a second.
Retort, maybe, number 9?
Yep. There's Retort. That's why you wear glasses.
So Dante Retort getting a nice catch there. Retort his 7th of the season. Good for 11 yards, but 4th down coming. Punt off from Blake Logan. It's going to bounce at the 40-yard line and take a good Warrior bounce and finally go over the end line at the 30. That's where the Spartans will take over 1st and 10, exactly 9 minutes to play in quarter number 3. 5 touchdowns on 5 drives for the Spartans in that first half. Scoring drives of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 plays.
So they need a 6-play drive now is what you're saying?
So, you can't, well, I was thinking it was going to be a return, so a 0-play drive.
Okay.
But
still could happen.
It still could happen. I think the 6-play drive is what's going to be. Well, that's what we're going to be looking for now first at this point.
Laurel, hey, they'll take anything if they can get a touchdown here and get that extra point, put this game to a mercy roll situation.
DeRosa threw 2 passes, one a deep ball that was just off the hands of Pasquarello, the other one a quick pass to Pasquarello for negative yardage. Handoff up the middle, McCoy makes a man miss across midfield. There he goes again to the 40, the 30, cuts back near side making guys miss. He's going to go into the end zone, but this is going to come back due to a penalty at about the 20-yard line. It's still going to be
a 50-yard run.
And Pasquarello's pleading his case. He was trying to get out of the way. He doesn't like the call.
Yeah, they're going to get a block in the back.
Yep.
It's still a 50-yard run for, put him up at the 180 mark.
193 unofficially.
Actually, they're going to mark it from the 9. Yeah, see if where they mark it from. The 19.
Right at the 20.
Yep. That's good officiating there. Mark it at the 20.
Well, unofficially, and we're going to get confirmation on this, but I have that McCoy is now 69 yards away from setting the all-time rushing record here at Laurel High School.
Well, he should be breaking it next week because if they score this one, he won't. I don't think he'll see any more playing time the rest of the game.
He certainly had a nice career, hasn't he?
Oh, just a little bit. He'd like to win a championship, though.
Fake on the jet sweep. DeRosa keeps it, and he's going to get tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1. Conti on the tackle.
Just think he missed a year or 2.
He played 3 games his sophomore year. Really, it was 2 games and a couple of snaps. He only played 8 games his junior year due to the shortened season due to the pandemic. Just imagine what these numbers could be. 1,000-yard rusher as a freshman, 1,000 yards as a junior, and over the 1,000-yard mark already as a senior. Actually gave 2 yards on that one to DeRosa.
Yeah, that's a gracious spot.
Another keeper for DeRosa. Fights forward, breaks off a tackle, gets inside the 20. First down to the 15, make it the 14 for DeRosa. A gain of 14, and he's over the century mark.
Boy, he broke through 2 tackles. Good strong running there by McCoy. By DeRosa.
It looked like a McCoy run with that strength up the middle. First down, tempo again as the Spartans get to the line.
And turn around and got to make my mullet man reference.
Hey, give credit to center Sam Arblaster, who has to keep his hand on the football as he pivots and looks and finds the read from the sideline. Ayers across the formation, handoff McCoy, lowers his shoulder, gets banged at the 10-yard line. Give him a gain of about 3 yards. As again, the Laurel Spartans in the red zone. Stop by the red zone sporting goods at Wilmington Road, on Wilmington Road in the Shannock Township, and score big at the red zone.
Yeah, thanks for our shirts, our sweatshirts. can see us coming from a mile away with the bright gold.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Second down, ball inside the 10-yard line. Spartans can get a first down without scoring. Jet sweep look to Pasquarello, cuts inside, and he's going to walk his way in. Well, Lee, it was a 5-play drive again.
Jeez, looking for the 6. Boy, McCoy.
Well, here's number 6. That's
yeah.
the 6th touchdown of the evening.
Yeah, okay. McCoy was looking for someone to block coming through the hole. He had nobody to block. That's how good the offensive line did right there.
Aiden Collins, Ryan DiMuccio, Sam Arblaster, Cam Calderero, and Colton Hill, the linemen for the Spartans. How about this? Hearing Cam Calderero came up as a fullback, played tight end the first couple of years, and they're trying to find ways to maybe get him some snaps as a fullback. Snap is back. Kick is good. 42-7. Midway through quarter number 3. We're going to take a break. Be back in a moment on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
The Mohawk Education Association is proud to support Warrior Athletics on the Lawrence County SportsNet and wish good luck to all Mohawk students participating in extracurricular activities this season. Go Warriors! Second rushing attempt of the game for Michael Pasquarello, his second rushing touchdown of the night and his 4th on the ground this year. Now the mercy rule will be in effect for the rest of the game with a 35-point advantage as the wind again picks up here on the roof of Warrior Stadium.
Big time.
We're trying to figure out the numbers here, Lee, and we're going to go with it. I'm confident in these numbers that Laurel has only faced 3 third downs this entire game. 3 third downs, and they were all converted third downs. They've now run 20 offensive plays. Half of them have gone for a first down.
You remember, after the game, we'll announce the Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game. All high school student athletes during their sports season, $25 per visit to their office, includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. For full details, visit MeleeChiropractic.com. That's MAHLE Chiropractic.com. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
That's Lee Moan. I'm James Dotson. Our producer, Aaron Vigiano, along with Dom Summers. Running the cameras are Christian Cassie, Rachel Bowen, Rob Nattell helping out as well. Joe Morozak doing absolutely nothing. Hand off and ball on the ground, scooting through and into the secondary. Laurel's on top of it.
That's going to be Lucas Davis with the fumble recovery.
So some new faces in there for the Spartans defensively, and they get a turnover. Spartans get the football back.
So let's see if the second team comes out. You would think, with the mercy rule into effect, you would think a new quarterback. I see Tinsman out there now. Be the second team offense will come in, see some new faces. And we're going to get a timeout, a Ponch's Insurance timeout taken by Mohawk. They're going to go to the sideline and ask them advice from the coach and discuss what they're going to do. That's what you get at Ponch's Insurance. They'll put their attention to the things you own so you can devote your attention to the ones you love. Visit them online, Ponch'sInsurance.com. Ponch's Insurance, love the life you live, worry-free. And he was at Shenango the other night.
Yeah, for some volleyball action. We'll have some volleyball action coming up this coming week. Big game featuring the Laurel Spartans actually on Thursday. It'll be the final game of the section season. They travel to Neshannock. We'll have that game on Thursday. We'll have the Neshannock Laurel football game. That's 2 Fridays from now, week 9. Next Friday, we'll also be, though, at Neshannock for their game against Beaver Falls, a big battle for second place at the moment in the Midwestern Athletic Conference.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Man, that will be huge. If Neshannock is victorious, then they have a chance still at getting the conference title with a week 9 victory on the road at Laurel, which that's going to be a fun game for us to be a part of in Week 9.
Yeah, I'm hoping it will be a battle for first place. So Tinsman.
Tinsman, the quarterback position. Running back is number 22, Landon Smith. Try to get you the rest of the players. See on their offensive line, junior James Griffith. One of, looks like 5 fresh white jerseys out there. Handoff Smith. Look at that burst of speed. Just like that, he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans. 25 yards out, Landon Smith for the score.
Boy, does it matter who's in the game right now. The second team offensive line, the huge gape in the hole off the left side, and Landon Smith gets it into the scoreboard.
Landon Smith, Chris Fabian, James Griffith, some of the guys on that offensive line right now. Colin Bartley is the long snapper in there. Snap is back. Buchter's kick is up, low line drive, but it cleared.
Nope, it went under.
Oh, guess not. Excuse me.
I thought it cleared too, but the referees say it went under.
So 2 scores, just 2.5 minutes apart. Let's take another break. 48-7, Laurel all over Mohawk here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. (48-7), Spartans with the lead. I'm James Dotson, Lee Moan alongside. Lee, it's another performance of Laurel just dominating on the ground. Third time that they've put 48 points exactly on the board. Northeast, they scored 46 in the season opener. But, I mean, right now, this offensive line, we've seen some big lines from Laurel in the past couple of years. This line not nearly as big, but just as physical, just as tough.
Yeah, they're playing very, 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 very well as a unit.
Buchter with the kick. It's going to squib towards the far sideline, and smart play to let it just go out of bounds on the far side.
And remember, after the game, we'll announce the LCAP player of the game. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership is dedicated to enhancing the quality of life with Lawrence County by eliminating and preventing the causes and effects of poverty by mobilizing and directing resources to assist, educate, and promote self-sufficiency. For more information on to find out how you can assist, visit them online at lcap.org. That's lccap.org. LCAP, changing lives.
Yeah, we're going to have fun figuring out this player and play of the game because, well, if we had 35 shirts to give out, Lee, we would.
No, we do. We just want to save them for the rest of the year.
Otherwise, the red zone's going to be printing them in a hurry.
New quarterback.
New players on the Mohawk side as well. The quarterback you mentioned, Gino Perry, got the handoff.
And the new quarterback, Justin Boston.
We saw warming up before the game, taking some quarterback snaps, was Bowden Leslie, another senior, but getting the JV squad up and running.
Didn't Leslie get hurt?
He did get hurt on the first play of the game. You're right.
Yeah, see if we see him out there at all.
Boston's going to go student body to the right, try to get to the edge. Does across the 40, near the first down marker. Looks like he's going to be just shy.
Yeah, brought down by Ben Hennon, sophomore.
Mark it a couple of yards short. Called third down, 2 to go after a 7-yard gain for Boston.
Yeah, committee's going to have a tough picking a top 5, putting the rankings in this 2A.
Logan Blake, the receiver, to the near side. Handoff up the middle. First down for Perry. Out near midfield, out to the 49 for a gain of 6.
Because we already mentioned with Sarah Catholic, only 8-win team because they played 2 games in a week because they had 1 forfeit in there. They played the game.
When's that Sarah Steel Valley game? That's going to be a big one in the Allegheny Conference. Both teams at 2-0 in conference play coming into this week.
Yes, Sarah playing Apollo Ridge right now, tonight.
Washington and McGuffey both undefeated right now in the Century Conference. I believe that's a Week 9 matchup.
Still Rocks and Western Beaver, I believe, going at it tonight. Battle for first place.
I believe that's tomorrow afternoon at Western Beaver.
Right.
Direct snap for Boston, not much room this time. Rugby scrum will try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he'll lose a yard.
Yeah, one of the unique nicknames, the Western Beaver Golden Beavers. Not just a beaver, but a golden beaver.
Well, if they were just the Beavers, it'd be the Western Beaver Beavers, and that would just not be a good good scenario. Gino Perry, the freshman, currently sitting on the bench, getting a chat with Ben Ruby, one of the upperclassmen. He looks ready to check back into the contest. A.J. Cassidy, a freshman wide receiver on the near sideline. 2nd down and 11. Handoff up the middle. That's number 26, Sam List, on the handoff. Back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Third down, 11 to go for the Warriors. And what's been a
all-Laurel night.
Offensive juggernaut for the Spartans. 7 drives, 7 touchdowns, just 21 plays run at this point. Rolling out to his right is Boston, makes a man miss in the backfield, now scrambles up the middle. He's got some room towards the near side to the 45, first down, 40, 35, still going 30, 25, 20. It's going to come back for a penalty, but he's still fighting forward. Look at him go to the 5, diving for the pylon. It's not going to matter. He's going to be just short. It will come back for a penalty. There's 3 flags. Everybody saw that block in the back, but man, what nifty moves that we just saw there from Boston.
Oh, geez, what a great effort here by Boston, but unfortunately, which flag are you going to have? One at the 38 or one at the 32?
They all got thrown at the exact same time here, Lee. I'm pretty sure that it's just a single block in the back.
So it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, after all that, on 3rd and 11, you get the first down, but then a penalty is going to bring it back from the spot foul. Yeah, it should be about a 3rd and 1. Depending on the spot.
Okay, come on, Mr. Refs. It's going to rain here soon. Let's get the call.
Yeah, the clock finally does stop
on a penalty
for the enforcement of the penalty. Got to give a shout out to Mr. John Yerridge, one of the officials in the area. They do move the chains, so they'll say it was down to the 31-yard line. So a 21-yard carry before the penalty.
Mr. Year's not having a game tonight?
Not sure, but I know he goes back and listens to the recaps, and he gave us some good insight on the Newcastle game. A couple of interesting mistakes. First off, the officials, there was a 5-yard penalty on the kickoff that was about to happen when the lightning delay happened. So they should have been kicking off on the 45. That was not remembered for the next day as this ball handed off up the middle. 1-yard gain on that one for the Warriors. And then the other one, there should have been an extra play at the end of the 3rd quarter, an untimed down due to a defensive penalty that was overlooked by the officials as well. And in a game that ended up coming down to the wire, one more play could have made a big difference.
Could have. We've seen Laurel with the 1-play drives tonight.
2 of them for scores. Boston take it to the right, tries to cut back inside, but he's not going anywhere. What a hit.
That's Baker, or Barker, LeBron Barker. What a play there. Fighting through that block. It went right through the block and right to the quarterback. What a way to end the 3rd quarter there.
Teams will go to the sideline, 48-7. 4th quarter coming when we return here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
12 minutes on the clock. Actually, that's a lie. Clock already running under 12 minutes as Laurel 48-7 the lead over the Mohawk Warriors. Third down and 14 to start the third quarter. Boston rolling out to his right. Going to throw on the run. It's going to be short and behind the intended target of Logan Blake. Incomplete pass. Fourth down coming for the Mohawk Warriors.
You know what I'll be doing on the way home?
What will you be doing on the way home?
I'm going to be listening to the Triple Live High School Sports Network scoreboard show. Don Rebel and a cast of thousands, including you. We'll have the scores from tonight's games, plus recaps and headlines from the evening's top games. Triple Live High School Sports Network scoreboard show at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Yeah, before that, make sure you stay put for the post-game show here. We'll recap everything. The Tri-County Principals post-game show. Give you some stats and figures from this game. And, of course, give out our awards for the May the Chiropractic Play of the Game, as well as the LCAP Player of the Game, as this one booted away by Blake, and this is going to be booted out of bounds. Laurel will gain possession around the 30-yard line, and we'll see, again, some of the fresh faces out there for the Spartans.
Oh, come on. I want my man to stay out there. Yeah, Max Shevitz. Come on, with the green band on. Get him out there. I got to give a shout-out. I'm sure she's in the stands, but Max's mother looked like a 6-point deer.
Yeah,
with the archery. Yeah, no tree stand, no nothing, just found in the woods and shot and got the deer. So congratulations to her.
Karsten Allward, who started on the defensive line here tonight for Laurel, he's in as an offensive lineman now.
Yeah, we mentioned it before. Mac playing without the ACL the rest of the year.
Cooper Brady in there as a tight end wingback. Wide receiver on the near sideline is Aaron Doherty. Pistol set, handoff, Smith. Shifty little guy, runs forward. Only 5'8", 138 pounds with a burst of speed out to the 35 for a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, Landon Smith, the junior. Sure he'll be in line to possibly start next year.
Yeah, he got a decent number of snaps a year ago, actually, even as a sophomore.
Yeah.
Both he and Colin Bartley seeing time at the wingback position a year ago. This Laurel team just 10 minutes away from going 8-0, Lee. And as a timeout, Pontius Insurance timeout taken by Laurel. Let's take a look at the rest of these standings. First, let's take a look at the Midwestern Athletic Conference standings coming into tonight's game. Laurel coming in with that 4-0 mark. Now we'll bump up to 5-0. Neshannock now with a 2-touchdown lead. Beaver Falls with Mercy ruling Freedom. Those two schools about to meet next week at 4-1 will be definitely the big one to be looking at.
And that will be for the battle for second place, as Mohawk's going to drop to 3-2. I believe Mohawk still has Riverside on the schedule, if I'm not mistaken. And
Freedom and Elwood City to finish it off for Mohawk.
Okay.
Freedom and Elwood City.
One of the two. So Mohawk's good chance of finishing at least fourth in this section. But yeah, big one next week. You said Mohawk and Neshannock and Beaver Falls, which will be here on the network.
That's the Lawrence County Sports Network,
Yes.
and also on the Triple Live
That's
High
right.
School Sports Network. As we get a look here at the Warrior Marching Band as well before the teams come back out on the field. Clock winding under 9:45 to go. Pistol set, little broken play. Tinsman's just going to keep it, try to fall forward, no gain on the play.
You know what else I might do on the way home? I might stop at the Crane Room for a takeout order. Maybe dinner, homemade desserts, possibly a crawler, but I can't take that. I can't open it, though, if I take the crawler, though. Call to place your order at 724-656-1553 or visit craneroom.com to see their full menu.
Pitch on third down to Smith. He gets to the corner, got the first down. Burst of speed across midfield. Down the sideline he goes. You're not going to get him. Landon Smith, double deuces to the house.
Give him 100 yards rushing. That's 66 yards for Landon Smith. Say, Coach, put me in. Wow.
Well, I'm going to burst your bubble, Lee. He's got 3 carries for 96 yards.
Oh, come on.
So just shy.
Give him the 4. Boy, once he got outside, there was no stopping him.
We might have to go check the car and see how many player of the game shirts we have, because there are about 10 offensive linemen down there for Laurel who could easily deserve it. Kick is up from Buchter. It's a chip shot, and it's wide to the left. So maybe something for the Spartans to work on. Buchter's been off the mark on 3-point afters here.
Which is unusual.
It is unusual, but what's not unusual, Laurel putting up points. 54-7 they lead here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
Huh?
54-7. Laurel with now 8 rushing touchdowns. Luke McCoy with 3 of them. Mike Pascarella with 2. Kobe DeRosa with 1. Landon Smith now with 2.
And that was a third down, wasn't it?
4 for 4 now on third downs. In the game are the Spartans. Ball taken on the kick return. Nice return by Logan Blake out near midfield. So, freshman getting most of his work as the punter, but getting some time here with the running clock now, under 9 minutes to play in the ball game.
Yeah, interesting, because the MAC conference gets 5 teams out of the conference for the playoffs. The Century Conference gets 4 teams. Then the Allegheny Conference and the Three Rivers Conference gets 3 teams, but then they get a wild card between those two conferences.
To fill out a 16-team field.
Yeah.
Handoff up the middle. Now trying to bounce it to the near side. Hanging on for dear life is the Laurel defense. Braden Lewis eventually making the tackle on the carry for Gino Perry.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a big fan of 16 teams in high school. I understand why they do it. Just think back in the old days. Conference champions, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the question I'd pose. You like the fact that you're I guess maybe the question is, why are you giving a wild card to fill up that 16th spot, but you're not doing the same thing in single A? They're keeping it a 15-team field and giving the 1 seed a bye.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
No gain on this carry up the gut.
And Sarah Catholics can remain undefeated. They're up on Apollo Ridge 42-0. Yeah, it's interesting. Hopefully the Scotties will come up with a victory.
You know, waiting for some more score updates on that one.
Yeah, I've not seen anything.
That was Wolzen on the carry, by the way. Game a gain of 1.
Slippery Rock's leading Sharon 28-21.
Slippery Rock, the team to watch in District 10 for sure. Boston looks one way, looks another, and he's just going to run into a brick wall. Falls forward to get back to midfield, but that'll be a loss of 3 on the sack.
That was Shevitz and Keegan O'Brien in on the tackle. Shevitz listed at 5'10", 285, and he's a freshman.
Well, there's the score update from the Union crowd to our left. Trailing now, 20-14 to Fort Cherry.
Wow.
Union has led in every single game this year, Lee. Low snap. Good job to field it on the hop.
Good kick.
Great kick. It's going to bounce in front of Jackson Saunders. He's actually going to turn around and pick it up at the 14-yard line. Dangerous play there. Coming back to the near side with room. Look out. 40, 45, inside of the 40. He's going to go all the way. But there's a flag back at the 15-yard line. It's going to come back for a block in the back, Lee, and, oh, man.
Well, we had a shirt. We had a shirt already pulled out and ready to
carry it right down to Mr. Saunders.
Yeah, but unfortunately, from up here, it looked like a pretty good block.
It was close.
It was close, but excuse me. Again, we're 100 yards away. They're right there, so I'm trying to be nice up here, okay? Remember, we're giving appreciation to the referees last week, okay? It was a referee appreciation week, so we want to be.
Well, how about the new, speaking of official appreciation, how about this? The fact that there is a bill currently on the House of Representatives floor in the state of Pennsylvania regarding the punishments now for harassment of game officials, and that involves referees, coaches, trainers, anybody who is an administrator at a athletic event. Well deserved.
Well deserved. I just don't think it should become a law or anything. I think
it's sad it has to.
Yeah.
It's sad it has to.
But it's a shame. It's just shame it's coming to that, because these officials do the best they can. And again, I'll hand out my little 30-second spot here in a second. New quarterback again. Look out.
Goes through the hands of the quarterback, and it's going to be picked up in the end zone. That'll be a safety for the Mohawk defense.
Yeah, new quarterback was Jackson Saunders.
So after he just made the 90-yard punt return for a touchdown called back for the block in the back, snap goes high off his hands and into the end zone for a safety.
Yeah, Hennon got it, but unfortunately tackled. So back on my 30-second spot. So if you, for those who dislike the officials or think, yell at the officials or something like that, please go to PIAA.org, click on how to become official, take the test, and see how you can do.
Because guess what?
Yeah.
Not easy to pass those tests.
No, you need 75%.
And here's the other part, too, that really gets me, and we figured out this when we were doing the Wilmington games the last couple of weeks, Lee. They only have a 5-man crew during the regular season up there.
Wow.
I mean, you're talking
That's
about
tough.
There are, there are 6 official eligible receivers during any play. In a 6-man crew, every single official is in charge of one of those eligible receivers. So you're talking about essentially having chances where you have to throw a pass interference flag from 40 yards away.
Yeah, not a good situation. So they need officials badly in all sports. So Laurel will kick off from their 20.
And a nice kick bounces right between the defenders. Bounced at the 30, and it's going to trickle all the way back to about the 11-yard line before Mohawk is able to pick it up. Nice kick from Buchter. Here going on the return on the far sideline is Perry. Perry out close to the 30-yard line. He's dragged down there. Good open field tackle by the Spartans. 54-9.
And that was Braden Smith on the tackle.
54-9, another unique score. We've seen a couple of those already this year. Lee, you a fan of the scoregami?
The what?
The scoregami.
Scoregami.
That is something that is now becoming a little bit more fun in the National Football League. Basically a group has come together, and they have gone through history and found every single final score in the history of the National Football League.
I think I might have read something about that, because there was a unique one just recently, and I can't remember what it was, though.
And that's the fun of it, is has this scored ever appeared before in our case, in WPIL football history? 54-9, definitely a unique score.
People have too much time in their hands.
Well, you know what?
And there's probably a bet on it, too, somewhere along the way.
Oh, at some point, for sure.
Yeah.
That handoff up the middle for a 9-yard pickup for the Warriors. Perry on the carry.
Yeah, you can bet on anything you want these days. Not in high school football, which is a good thing.
That is a good thing.
That's why I like high school football.
We had an interesting scoregami earlier. Newcastle 48-4 they won. That was not the first time that they had been a part of a game where they scored 4 points, actually. One that they won 6-4 and one that they lost 6-4 in the same season back in the 1910s.
Well, that I can understand.
Had interesting historical scores last week as well for Newcastle when we were looking it up. They had 3 previous games against Beaver that were tied 5-5.
Jeez. That's crazy. Is that when touchdowns were 3 points or what?
Again, back in the 1910s, so wouldn't surprise me.
I'm surprised they kicked a field goal.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Might have been all field goals and safeties. High snap. He's going to keep it as the quarterback. Big hole at the middle. First down and more. Past the 50 to the 44-yard line on the carry for Boston.
Yeah, Boston's looked good since he's come in here in the second half.
Justin Boston, just a sophomore, 5'10", 150 pounds. And I mean, you got to be looking at the future, and this is likely the future you'll see next year for the Mohawk Warriors. You also have Jay Rona, who was slated to be the backup quarterback. He is out for the rest of the year, fellow sophomore. So between the two of them, some options for sure. How about this, moving the rugby pile forward on the carry?
Number 39. Got that here. Unfortunately not on our roster.
No 39.
Bob with the carry. Bob makes an appearance every once in a while.
7-yard gain on that carry. Pistol set as clock winds down to 2 minutes. Handoff up the gut this time for Gino Perry. Bounces outside. What a move to the 30. First down to the 25. Fragging a tackler forward. It was Saunders hanging on for dear life down to the 22-yard line for a 12-yard gain.
Yeah, he annihilated Braden Lewis. Braden Lewis tried to bring him down, but he ran right through him. Good hard run. Gotta like it, even though you're down 54-9. Like to see the effort.
Clock still winding with the rolling clock. Can Mohawk second team get a score late? Handoff, near side, making a man miss. Getting to the corner and stepping out of bounds is Perry, down to the 15-yard line for a gain of 7. He's got 7 carries for 39 yards.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised to see Mohawk maybe take a timeout just to try to get the ball in the end zone. Give a reward to your second and third team.
They got about 2 more plays without the timeout to be able to do so.
I wouldn't be. Couldn't blame them, that's for sure.
High snap, fake the handoff. Boston going left end to the 10, trying to get to the corner. Flag on the play. This one's likely coming back. Dragged down near the 6-yard line.
Yeah, it's a bad break there for Mohawk. Looked like Boston might get in. He had a flag at the 16-yard line, unfortunately. See what that call is going to be. Probably a holding call or a block in the back. It's going to be a holding call on Mohawk. So 54-9, 38 seconds to go. This should be the last play of the game as the clock will wind now. So Mohawk second down and 14.
Another handoff up the middle for Gino Perry as he fights forward inside the 20. Back into the red zone for the final time tonight, but that looks like that's going to be the final play of this contest. 54-9, Laurel remains undefeated at 8-0. We'll be back in a moment with the Tri-County Principals post-game show here when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Did you know that 300,000 people in southwestern Pennsylvania are food insecure, including nearly 80,000 children? Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is here to meet this need. Through school breakfast and lunch, backpack, and summer food programs, the food bank's mission is to end hunger in our region. To learn more information, get help, or donate, call 412-460-FOOD or visit pittsburghfoodbank.org. Let's come together to make sure no child goes to bed hungry.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Welcome back to Warrior Stadium for our Tri-County Principals post-game show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Yeah, thanks for them for joining the network.
Absolutely. Thanks
Greatly
to them.
appreciate them.
Thanks to all of our sponsors here at lcsportsnet.com. I'm James Dotson, Lee Moan alongside. Final score, 54-9. Laurel over Mohawk. Laurel scoring touchdowns on their first 8 drives, and points scored on the 9th drive as well, just for the other team, as a one-snap safety into the end zone. Score update real quick. Newcastle just scored with 39 seconds left to go. They are now deciding whether they're going to go for 1 in the tie or 2 in the win with just 39 seconds left in that game against Blackhawk. Wow.
Oh, wow. What do you do? What do you do, huh? Depending on how the night goes.
They go for 2, and they convert.
How about that?
Hood to Mateo Savage, 22-21. Thanks to the score update there from Mr. Ron Pontiwas of the Newcastle News.
That's why I broadcast and criticize.
We'll have the updates on that one all on our website and our post-game podcast, week in review podcast. Make sure you check those out on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, lcsportsnet.com. Lee, as we wind this one down tonight, let's just get some quick numbers. Luke McCoy, 9 carries, 196 yards, 3 touchdowns. These numbers very unofficial. He's just 70 yards away from breaking the all-time school rushing record. Kobe DeRozo, 6 carries, also over the 100-yard mark. He had a $113 and a touchdown. Mike Pasquarello, 2 carries, both for scores, 64 total yards. Landon Smith, 3 carries, 96 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Laurel in the game, if I can do the quick math, their longest drive was 5 plays. 25 plays total run in the game. And in that,
54 points.
54 points. 12 of those 25 went for first downs.
Incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible. We'll get the full rushing numbers for the Spartans in a moment. Mohawk, Mark Conti leading a 16-play drive in that second quarter at the quarterback position. Just doing the best that he can. Obviously, just a shorthanded Mohawks team tonight without their starting quarterback. quarterback and their senior leader. Conte goes 5 of 10 for 79 yards. Mohawk avoided the turnovers, though, today. I think that was a big positive to take away from it.
Yeah, you're looking for any positive to take away, but another positive is they played hard the whole game. You know, even though they were down big. I mean, their reserves came in and they did not let up. They really played hard.
They actually had more first downs in the game than the Laurel Spartans did.
Boston looked pretty darn good.
Yeah, he looked really good at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
He and Gino Perry, really nice to see them get some work done. We have some work to get done here too, though, Lee. We have some awards to give out there on the field here this evening. Let's start with our LCAP Player of the Game award. Go for it, Mr. Moan.
Lawrence County Community Action Partnership is proud to present the Player of the Game award to Luke McCoy. The Laurel Spartans, LCAP, and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Luke McCoy for tonight's Player of the Game. Luke will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's Player of the Game. To view the full list of this year's Players of the Game, go on and click on Player of the Game. Congratulations to Mr. Luke McCoy for being named tonight's LCAP Player of the Game. LCAP.
That's a big oof.
In our Bailey Chiropractic Player of the Game award tonight, we're going to give it to Landon Smith.
Hey!
For his long touchdown run in the game. Landon Smith is our Bailey Chiropractic Play of the Game. He will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of Bailey Chiropractic in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game. And video of tonight's Play of the Game will also be featured at the Trib HSSN Standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. You can view tonight's Bailey Chiropractic Play of the Game and the full list of this season's top plays going online to lcsportsnet.com and click on Play of the Game. Congratulations to Landon Smith for tonight's Bailey Chiropractic Play of the Game, and let Bailey Chiropractic keep you in the game. Some highlights of tonight's game on docket for you right now here at lcsportsnet.com. Final score again, Mohawk trailing and falling to Laurel 54-9. Lee, real quick, let's look at what that means to the standings here.
Yeah.
Laurel at now 5-0 in the conference, and a couple of big games in the next 2 weeks across Lawrence County.
Yeah, it looks like the Shannock should go to 4-1. Looks like Beaver Falls now will be 4-1, so they'll battle for second place. The Shannock and Beaver Falls, which is a game you can watch and listen to here on lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP and Trib Live High School Sports Network. Mohawk will fall to 3-2. They will sit in fourth place. So Freedom will be 2-3. New Brighton will be 1-4. And then the winner of Elwood City and Riverside, which we don't have you can catch the latest score later on that one. It was 7-0 Riverside at halftime.
Yeah, I'll find you a final on that one as you continue here, Lee.
Yeah, so next week is the big Beaver Falls and the Shannock game. And then in 2 weeks, we will have Laurel and the Shannocks, and the Shannock closing out their season. They're 7-1 right now, but they close out with Beaver Falls and Laurel. What a way to close out for the Shannock Lancers, and should be fun. And again, check out all the scores on the way home in the Trib Live High School Sports Network, as your network is spinning and spinning right now trying to find that final score.
I mean, would love to see Elwood City get rid of that 22-game losing streak. We're trying to get that final, and the Shannock comes from behind, and they are leading big, 33-13, now 33-20 actually, as we're checking out some of the highlights. That was the McCoy the Mark Conti touchdown only touchdown of the game for the Warriors on the day, and you can just see the way that the Spartans ran all around and through the Mohawk defense here tonight. So let's wrap things up here from the home of the Mohawk Warriors. Oh, we did get a score update. Riverside 19-0 over Elwood City late in that game, so the streak sadly will continue for the Wolverines.
Not an end in sight right now, because it's gonna be, that was their chance for the win this, unfortunately tonight, and if they're not going to get it tonight, it could wait another year.
Special thanks to all of our sponsors. Let's give them a nice shout out yet again for all that they do for us. Please support these sponsors: Bailey Chiropractic, Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, the Red Zone Sports, Joseph's Marketplace, Pontius Insurance, the Crane Room Grill, Castle Realty, the Tri-County Principals Association, and the Mohawk Education Association are our powering sponsor, Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Our producer today, Aaron Vigiano, Dom Summers, camera operators, Christian Cassie, Robbie Nattel, and Rachel Bowen. working the stats and working the social media game today. Some guy named Joe. Joe Morozek, thank you so much. Analyst Lee Moan, I'm James Dotson, signing off, inviting you to join us potentially tomorrow morning, maybe a special broadcast of cross-country action. We will see if we're able to make that happen. Stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for volleyball and football next Friday. Neshannock hosting Beaver Falls. One final time here from Warrior Stadium. Laurel 54, Mohawk 9. Thank you for joining us here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.